I am in Attica, Michigan. You can see they still have snow on the ground. They like to cut down trees at their rest areas. It's about 46 degrees. It is the 26th of March. It's about 6:30 in the afternoon Eastern Time. And I would like to come visit this place in more of a vacation-y type of situation because they have a lot of... I like evergreen trees. In fact, I like all forests. In fact, I like forests so much I decided to haul a forest on the back of my truck. It's a nice, easy square load, or I guess in technical terms, it's more of a rectangle box. But I like that because it makes it really easy to get nice crisp lines on everything. It extends the back by about, I think, 4 inches. Not a big deal. Lots of bungees to help maintain its integrity. And didn't have any problems with it. It is 3 sections. I apologize for the wind. If that noise is bothering you, you should go to another channel. 3 16-foot sections of 2x12s. And yeah. Had to use a tarping machine. The location didn't allow us to get on top of the load. I would have preferred to get on top of the load. I could have squeezed in a little bit more tarp, because right now this tarp goes from there to there. So there's about 2 foot of overlap. And I would have, if I could have gotten on top of the load, I could have really pulled tight from that end, because there's about 3 or 4 inches of the top that, well, instead of describing it, I can show you. Yeah, see, all of this, that about 1 foot section could have been up on top, but I didn't want to take this tarp off and try to put it on there because there's a bunch of other trucks. So I ended up with just 2 foot overlap, which, I mean, it worked, but I'm a perfectionist and like that stuff to even be better than perfect. Yeah, so nice load. This came from Oklahoma somewhere near, I want to say Broken Bow, Oklahoma. But it wasn't Broken Bow, because I pick up plywood from there. And this wasn't that place. It was actually the first time I've been to the location I went to pick this up. All right. So, oh, now it's like 6:41, and that's where I'm at in Michigan. It's a slightly over a 1,000-mile load from where I picked up in southeast Oklahoma. Went home for the weekend, got home on Saturday, because I picked this up on Friday afternoon. Got home Saturday, was home all day Sunday, and then left today at about 7. Did about 575 miles. Anyway, now that it's out of focus, I can switch. This is I'm parking like a dry-van driver, as close to the bathrooms as possible. But as a flatbedder, usually I park as far away as possible. But everything was open, so I just like, well, I'll park here. I'm sure this is not as... I was reading earlier when doing my trip planning that there were Michigan law enforcement officials doing a lot of inspections. But it might have been it might have been the rest stop right before this one. I can't remember. Anyway, I was a little apprehensive when I was doing my trip planning, and what did I utilize? What did I use? Trucker's Path? No. Can't remember the application. I want to say Trucker's Path, but now I can't remember off the top of my head, and I would have to stop this video to look, and I don't want to redo it. And since you lucked out and got a lazy video maker, that I'm not going to find out for sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. There's still snow on the ground here. Something different that I usually don't do is answer questions on video. But hey, it gives me something to talk about that's not a truck. There's an individual named Eddie that asked about how to engage the engine brake. And on my 2017 Freightliner Cascadia, this is how I, see it's got, I'm trying to, oh, okay, this is better. You got drive, neutral, reverse. The way we activate on this particular one is while I'm in drive, of course I'm going down the highway. If I want to engage the engine brake, I make sure that my my cruise control is off, because otherwise it's not, it doesn't. There's two ways to operate this one with cruise control and one without. If I have cruise control off and I want to come to a stop, there's 3 different levels, and as soon as I move this, it actually activates those levels. Level 1, barely noticeable. Level 2, barely noticeable. Boom, I'm hitting a brick wall. Really trying to, it's really slowing me down. It's amazing the difference between 1, 2, and 3 as far as levels of engagement, because the first two, off, 1 and 2, if I'm traveling about 30 to 45 miles an hour, I'll have that on if I know that I'm going to be coming to repeated stops or slowing down frequently. But if I'm traveling highway speeds and I need to slow down, number 3, it works. I don't have to hit any other buttons. That, just putting it in that position has that engine brake on at that level. Now, going downhill, what I can do is, going downhill, let's say I only want to be doing 45 miles an hour down a steep grade, I can turn it on. The engine brake is engaged and it'll be aggressive, but I can turn on my cruise control and set it at the speed that I want to go, and it'll only slow me down to that speed and keep me at that speed while I'm going downhill. Does that make sense? It really eliminates me having to use my brakes at all when going downhill, making it very safe. I can set my speed, and everything is good to go. Let's see. Mick Harris asks, is hauling, I have this video for some reason. Most of, typically my videos don't get seen by a lot of people, 2,000-3,000 people at tops, which is fine. I'm really making these videos for my posterity. I'm not trying to make money on this channel. It's more of a diary, but also to give some people that have questions about flatbedding, what's going on, what is it like, and I try to do that. Well, I have a video about suicide steel coil slitted suicide, and for some reason it's got like 300,000 views. I'm not sure why, but maybe it's just, people are curious. Anyway, it has this one question from Mick Harris. Hauling coils on the side, is it safer to haul it slitted coils on the side? And the short answer is yes. But oftentimes the way we haul product is based on the way the consignee, the people purchasing the product, how they can unload it. So, but yes, to answer your question, it is safer. Christopher, he asked, is it difficult, when you're first starting out, is it difficult to operate a truck? Well, a little bit. I mean, I like probably many people, I was very apprehensive in the sense of operating such a large vehicle on the highway. But I feel very confident. And when I started out, I'm very confident in most of the things that I do. But anyway, with CDL school and the extensive training I got with my trainer in my truck, I felt very confident in operating this truck once I was solo. In about 6 months, I think that's the point I reached where I was like, I could do anything in this truck and not, it won't bother me. He also had a second question. How do you remain alert after driving long distances? Well, I get good amounts of sleep, at least solid 8 hours is the minimum. So I plan my day. I don't like dilly-dally around and stay up late and watch movies. I go to sleep. And listen to interesting things on my satellite radio. So there was my first attempt at answering some questions. We'll see how it goes next time. If you made it this far, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the little bell if you want to see more of this kind of thing. Otherwise, there's other channels out there.